So before I start, I'm going to get a little interactive, which means I want to get some reaction from the girls here. So if I were to ask you to describe the Torah, you know what an adjective is? Everyone here knows what an adjective is? Right? Explain what the noun, right? Red rose. If I were to ask you, with a one-word adjective, what comes to mind, what is the Torah and Judaism? What would be your one-word adjective? Yes?
Powerful.
Powerful. Yeah, 100%. Yes. Inspiring. Any other ideas? Come on, a lot of adjectives. They're bashful. It must be Chicago. Yes. Beautiful. I don't hear you. Amazing. Okay, so far we got a lot of good adjectives. Yes.
Holy.
Holy. Very good. Insightful. Right? Yes.
Life.
Shh, that's a big answer. Oh, that's a good answer. Life. Fantastic. What's your name?
Adina, but it was an L.
Oh, Oh, Yael. So today's cheer is for her. So she was scared to say the answer, so she told her friend. So, what happened in this week's parasha? Who are the Chumash Bereshit here? Anyone? All right, we'll save some. I'll say it by heart. What happened in this week's parasha? It was a fight. It was a fight between who? The Malach of Esav and Yaakov Avinu. And they fought a whole night. Everyone here knows that. You're 8th graders. And they fought a whole night. And who won?
Yaakov.
Wrong. You know the story?
Yeah.
So in the morning, what happened? Yaakov, he dislocated Yaakov's thigh. He couldn't walk. And what happened to the Malach? He went to Shemayim. Not hurt, not injured. Sang Shira. So now if you have two people fighting, one can't walk after the fight, and the other one goes up to Shemayim and sings Shira, who won? Well, we all learned that Yaakov won. But if you look at the Torah and the Chumash, it looks like Yaakov lost bad. He was limping for a long time. He was very, very hurt. The Malach just left. So why do we think that Yaakov won? Yes.
Because he won what he wanted. He wanted it, the Malach of Esav to like say that it like to emulate the bracha that Yaakov did, that Yitzchak did.
He wanted the bracha of Yisrael.
Yeah.
Yasher Kel. That's the name. Yasher Kel. Yisrael spells Yasher Kel. That was the bracha. So let me ask you something, and don't feel bad if you don't know the answer, because there are people a lot older and learned a lot more that don't know this answer. What does it mean they were fighting? Tell me about the fight. What was the fight? They were fighting all night? Okay, girls. Tell Rabbi Wallerstein, what was the fight? The Malach said, do it up, Yaakov said no? That happened many times. Let me ask you a different question. Let me ask you a different question. A very beautiful thought. Shimshon Pincus talks about this over Shalom. Let me ask you a different question. Why did the Malach of Esav, the Satan, wait till Yaakov? He should have fought with Avram. Had he taken down Avram, there would have been no Yitzchak and Yaakov. He was just hanging around till Yaakov showed up. Why did he attack Avram? Yes.
Because every Malach has a specific job, and the job was for him for Yaakov.
The job was to be the Satan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he wasn't Satan, he was the Malach of Esav. So why did the Satan start up with Avram Avinu? There's many Mefarshim that ask this question. Yes?
Because Yaakov was a mixture of Abraham and Yitzchak.
Yeah, but if he takes Avram out, there's no Yitzchak and Yaakov. So start with the grandfather first. Why do you wait for Yaakov? Yes.
If he takes them out, there won't be any Esav either.
Ooh.
Cool.
She's smart. Very good answer. That's not an answer I've ever heard before. But her answer is if you took Avraham out, there's no Esau. But there's still a Satan. He was the Malach of Esau, but he was the Satan. So he was there before Esau. Yes.
How could there be a Malach?
Well, that's a great answer, don't get me wrong.
How
Brilliant.
can there be a Malach of Esau if Esau's not going to exist?
That's right. So because he really was the Satan who represents the Esau. That's what Esau was. So he was the Malach of Esau, but he was the Satan, and he went back to Shemayim. And the answer is that the Satan wasn't worried about Avraham. Because Avraham represented Chesed. And he said, Chesed, it's important, it's not the essence of good. Yitzchak is Gevura. Nice, Gevura, not the essence of who the Jews are. What's the essence of the Jew? The Torah. Yaakov was Yoshev Oholim. Yaakov represented the Torah. He said, that I cannot do. I cannot let go on. Because the Torah is what's going to give the Jews their mitzvahs that they're going to be forever. So Avraham, Chesed, the Goyim do Chesed too. Gvura, the Goyim have Gvura also. Torah? Uh-oh. That's only the Jews have. So when Yaakov showed up and he was left alone, something fought. Well, what was the fight? He went up to him and said, take your tzitzis off. Here's a piece of chazer. Here's a burger, cheeseburger. Eat it. What's the fight? And I've asked this question many times. Nobody knows. What was the fight? What was their argument? What did Yaakov say? What did the Satan say? What's this fight? And why did he wait until the morning? Why did he dislocate his thigh and die? It seems to be that at any time he wanted to, he could have hit Yaakov. So why didn't he hit him in the beginning of the fight? And if he's hitting him, why didn't he hit him in the head? Imagine if he hit his thigh and he dislocated his whole leg and he hit him in the head, he would have killed him. So why was the Satan happy just making him limp? He should have hit him in the head. If you could hit him, then why did you hit him? It's all one answer. So let me tell you what this whole fight was about. So the pasuk says, "Vayavek imo." Now that's not the word for fight. Muchama, vayilachem is the word for fight. What is the avek? Rashi says, avak. It's dust. They were fighting, and there was dust, and the dust went all the way up, Chazal say, to Hashem's throne, which also when I learned it, I was like, yeah, right, Rebbe. I mean, I can imagine two guys fighting in this dust, and maybe go to this roof, maybe 10 feet, but it's not going to the 7th Rakia. So I don't understand, what does Chazal say it went to Hashem's throne? So let me tell you what really happened here. The Satan knew he could not stop us from learning and stop us from doing mitzvahs. His idea was to take the beauty of being a Jewish girl, to take the beauty of being a tznuah, of being modest, to take the beauty of tefillin and Shabbos and all our mitzvahs and make it dull. Noah gave a bracha to Shem in Yefes that Yefes should dwell. Yefes means beauty. Yefes should dwell in the Ahalei of Shem. The bracha that Noah gave was that when people learn Torah, they should call that beautiful. Now, I have a seminary, and I do this when I go around, and I asked, one girl answered beauty when I said the Torah, which is very good, but I asked girls to tell me an object of beauty. And they were like, art, flowers, sunrise, sunset, other things that are very beautiful. A diamond, some just like a diamond. That's beautiful. And the boys are like, a Maserati. A Maserati is beautiful. My uncle's house in the Hamptons, huge castle, he's got a beautiful house. Things of beauty. I got a beautiful house, I got a beautiful phone, right? I got a beautiful dress. I look beautiful. But no one in my class said, when I said, describe to me an object of beauty, nobody said the Torah. Because in our eyes, it's powerful. It's amazing. And I have about 40 adjectives from my last year, because I went through the whole class and everybody gave me unbelievable adjectives. And then when I got finished, I said, yeah, it's very nice to give me an adjective, but that's not how you look at it. if you really believe it's amazing and powerful and beautiful and exciting and all these other adjectives, then how come we're not excited about it and we just get through school? And come on, my skirt has to be this long. Come on, it's a pain in the neck. But if all these adjectives are true, why are we jumping? Things of beauty. I want to have things of beauty. No one's like, Mora, can you teach me that Rashi? It's beautiful. It's like, can you teach me that Rashi? I got a test on. I got to prepare for my test. The Satan's war with us, with Yaakov Avinu, was to take the beauty out of Yiddishkeit. To take the beauty out of being a Jew and all the things that we do. And they fought all night. And he realized that Yaakov Avinu, he will never change. And that Yaakov Avinu finds Torah and mitzvos to be the most beautiful thing in the world. Vayavek ish imo. Dust. Dust makes things dull. You have a beautiful silver cup and beautiful silver Shabbos lech. But if you don't dust them in your furniture, you don't dust them, and you let the dust pile on it, the most beautiful. I remember I once went to an auction, and we went into a house, a very old house, and they were selling things in the house. And there was no one in that house for maybe 5 years. And the place was so dusty. And there was a carpet there, and they had these guys that were bidding, and they bid $25,000 on this carpet. It was a Persian special whatever, and it looked to me like a piece of garbage because the black, filthy dust that was on it, you couldn't see it. But the people who understood, I forgot the name of this carpet, right, that it was a very special carpet, but there was so much dust on it, I would have given them $2 for it. But after you vacuum it and you dry clean it, it's worth $25,000 or $50,000. So the fight all night was, Yaakov, you have the Torah, and I'll let you have the Torah. But it's not beautiful. It's dusty. And he saw that he could not win. So he hit Yaakov in his thigh, his inner thigh, which is a representation, the whole fight was a representation of the children that will come from Yaakov. And he dislocated Yaakov's children. So that in 2014, what's beautiful to us is a new iPhone, or a new dress, or a new car, or a big bank account, or my hair. Not my hair. I did my hair beautiful. My makeup makes me look beautiful. That was the war. Yaakov Avinu was very upset. You hit me in my thigh? That's not fair. You came after me and you couldn't beat me, so now you're taking out my children? I'm not letting you go. I'm not letting you go. Unless you straighten this out and you give me a bracha. And the Satan saw that Yaakov will not let him go. So he gave him the bracha, I'm changing your name to Yisrael, Yashar, Kel. They will be able to see straight through Hashem. No dust, no fog, no sandstorm. Clarity is the biggest bracha in the world, because we're all mixed up. What's good, what's bad, what should I do, what shouldn't I do, what school I should go to next year for high school, should I go to seminary, should I be more religious, I don't know, I am all mixed up. He said, you give my children a bracha, and he said, Yashar Kel, my bracha to you is, to fix what I did to you, is that the Jews were called Bnei Yisrael, not Bnei Yaakov, not Bnei Yitzchak, not Bnei Avraham. The children of Yashar Kel, of the ability to see straight, to have clarity. So how did he win? And the way he won is as follows, and I spoke about this last night. The win was, and the way the Yetzer Hara works, girls, it's called immediate gratification. He comes to you, he tells you to do something wrong. If you can just hold on to that, hold on to him, and not do it, in the end, you won't do it at all. That Yaakov was able a whole night to hold on to this malach. He didn't have to beat him or kill him. To hold on to this malach, and he held him until the darkness went away. It's like a movie. If you don't go to movies, but if you went to a movie, maybe one of your friends told you, you went to a movie and it's in a dark room, if you flip on the light, you can't see the movie. Once there's light, once you can see, once there's clarity, you understand that the whole thing, the whole Yetzer Hara is a mirage. So when he held him all night and it became morning, the Malach, that's when the Malach says, and now I know I can't do anything to you, because I try to get you in the dark. Now that we're in the light, I can't do anything. So I was telling them last night, I was reading a book on diabetes and how to lose weight. And it was very fascinating when I read there. And it said that if you go to a birthday party, to a restaurant, and they're serving dessert, cake, chocolate mousse cake, strawberry shortcake, and you're like, I love that cake. The only way to get past not eating it is say, I'm going to eat it. Later, I'll take it to go. So they take the cake and they put it in that little box, and they put it in a bag, and you go home, and you take that cake and you put it in the fridge, you'll never eat it. Because at the point of conflict, when you wanted to eat it, you didn't eat it, in the end, you're not going to eat it. In fact, you're gonna open the fridge and say, I'm gonna die, I'm not eating that. But if you would have had it in the restaurant, you would have eaten it right away. I love dipsy noodles and potato chips. That is my craziness. So there's times, and I'm not allowed to have it. It's very bad for me. So there's times I come home at night after working very hard, right? And I have my glass of ice cold seltzer, and my grandchildren, so I have this whole snacks and potato chips and dipsy noodles and barbecue potato chips and onion rings. I got this whole thing, and I walk in and I'm like, I worked hard today. I deserve a bag of dipsy noodles. And I take that bag and I turn it around and it says 140 calories. I don't know how much fat. And I'm like, big deal, 140 calories. So tomorrow morning, I won't eat breakfast. I got a whole cheshbon in my head. I'm going to eat those dipsy noodles. So when I got a little bit better, I said, you know what? I'm not going to eat the whole bag. I'm eat half the bag. There's only 70 calories. Of course, there's no such thing. Once you eat half that bag, you're finishing that bag. But the Yetzer Hara got you the point of conflict. So what did I do after I read this book? So I'm like, I look at this bag of dipsy noodles on my table, and I'm like, you and me, we're friends. And I promise you, I'm going to eat that bag, but not now. I'm going to go upstairs to my room, doing something, read, do that. I'm going to come back down, I'm going to eat you. I go to sleep, I never eat the bag. It's there in the morning, I'm not interested in it anymore. The way to fight the Yetzer Hara is to push them off, is not to react immediately. So most of the food, I'm sure you've gone to restaurants and there's leftovers, and you're like, okay, we'll take it to go. You know what you should say? We'll take it to go to the garbage. Because after you take it to go, you put that thing in the refrigerator, it sits there for 5 days, you're like, ooh. I'm not eating those onion rings. But you took those onion rings home, and when they were in front of you, you were popping them, one after another. Right? And then, okay, I'll take the rest to go, and then they sit in the fridge, and you get old, and you give it to the maid. Take it home. Or you throw it in the garbage. What happened? The onion rings, you were eating them all? The answer is, it's not a point of conflict now. I pushed it away. That's how Yaakov won the fight. He won the fight by not reacting to the Yetzer Hara, and then by the time the morning came, there was no fight anymore. It was like, bye. There was no fight anymore. I'll tell you a story that just happened to me. I said it last night. So, you're all going to think like I'm a crazy guy by eating, but... So I went on a trip, and it took me a whole day. Went to the mountains, we're looking to get a rehab, whatever it was. A whole day, I was way up in Massachusetts. No kosher food, nothing. But I made up my mind that I'm not going to eat potato chips and corn chips on the way. I'm going to be good. So I pretty much fasted the whole day. I didn't get back to New York till like 10:30 at night. I am starving. One of my weaknesses, besides dipsy noodles, is a good hot corned beef sandwich. Lean, with chas v'shalom, calories. So there's this one store called Essen in Brooklyn, which has the most amazing sandwiches. Forget about it. And it's 5 to 11, and I'm not there. And the whole day, on my way back, I'm thinking, okay, don't eat potato chips, don't stop at any of these gas stations, eat all this garbage. You're going to get that sandwich. So I'm trying to get there by 11. They close at 11. And I'm on the phone with my brother-in-law. He says, why are you going to make yourself some sugar? Just call them up. Tell them to make it to go, and you'll go pick it up. I'm like, wow, what a great idea. So I call them up. I'm like, are you closed? And the lady, like, you know, when they look around the store to see if they're closed, she's like, hold on a minute. I'm like, come on, I'm starving. Right? And she comes back and goes, Rabbi Wallerstein, what do you need? I'm like, yes. I said, okay, whole wheat, scooped out, toasted, lean corned beef, 2 sour pickles, and a square knish cut in half with mustard in the middle. Ah. Fine. Now for girls that might not be a dream, but when you didn't eat a whole day, for me that was like, I'm going to go home, I'm going to sit down, and I'm going to eat this slowly. So I come to the store, and I walk in, and he's just finishing making my sandwich. I'm there like 11:05, whatever it is, and it's steaming hot. He put it in this plastic thing with the pickles and the square knish and everything, and I'm really excited. And this woman walks into the store, a bag lady, filthy, with 15 bags. You know, and I always believe, like, you know, maybe it's Eliyahu dressed up. So you got to be nice to these people. And she says, can I get something to eat? And the guy says, I'm sorry, we're closed. And I guess you've been there before. I don't care if you're closed. I want something to eat. He's like, get out of my store or I'm going to call the police. She has all these bags, whatever it is. And she starts cursing the worst words I've ever heard in my life. And I'm like, she's not Eliyahu. That's for sure. Definitely not Eliyahu dressed up as a lady. That's for sure. Okay, she gets out of the store. I take my bag. I get my seltzer. I am happy. Baruch Hashem, I got my food. I walk out of the store. She's standing there. She goes, I'm hungry. I'm like, so am I. They don't want to give me any food. I'm like, I'm really sorry. You know, we're closed. But what do you have? I'm like, you'll never know. I'm not giving her my sandwich. I have been waiting to get that sandwich for a very long time. So, but I'm hungry. I'm like, oh, okay, I have a square knish with mustard. I'll give her my knish, right? And a can of seltzer. I don't like seltzer, and I don't like knishes. I'm like, okay. What were you thinking when you came into the store? Like, what did you want? A hot dog? No, I wanted a corned beef sandwich, I promise. I'm like, Hashem, what are you doing? What are you doing? That is so not fair. I mean, come on. I just bought this. I'm not giving this to her. And right away, the Yetzirah comes inside my head, and he says 2 things. One, she's no tzaddik, the way she was cursing. So it's not like some tzaddik stuff that's starving. How do you know she's Jewish? And I see what she's like carrying 8 bags, right? I'm like, she's probably a hoarder, and she just takes food, she doesn't eat it, and just rots away. So I'm going to give my corned beef sandwich to this lady who's not going to even eat it. I say, well, I'm really sorry. You know, I wish I could help you, but if you want my knish, she goes, I don't want it, and I walk away. Well, the great Rabbi Wallerstein, who speaks all over about chesed, she didn't get my sandwich. It's very nice to talk to you about chesed. Well, I'm not giving her this sandwich. And I start walking to my car. It's a true story. It just happened last week. I start walking to my car, and I'm like, how are you going to eat this sandwich? You're going to sit home, right? Spread seltzer and everything. You'll be like biting the sandwich, thinking that maybe that woman really is starving, and she has nothing to eat. And you, Baruch Hashem, you have what to eat. How are you going to eat that sandwich, Wallerstein? How are you going to eat that sandwich? And what are you going to tell the girls in Chicago next week if you eat the sandwich? That's what I wasn't thinking about that. So I had the stuff in the car ready. And I'm like, this is a huge test. This is a crazy test. I got up, I took the corned beef sandwich, and I went back to her, and I said, you can have this. And she looked up at me and said, thank you. You should be gebenched.
Oh, wow.
Your children should be healthy. You should have a long life. I'm like, she's really another hopefully to fake. Why am I telling you this story? To tell you how great I am? I'm not great. What happened? This was the fight that Yaakov Avinu had. I didn't react, right? My first reaction was, you're not getting nothing. I'm not giving you anything. But when I got clarity, when I got into my car, and I got clarity, and I was able to see, but there's a woman, and she's starving, And I'm going to go home and I'm going to eat this sandwich? No way. Satan, you lost. This fight, you lost. I did not eat that sandwich. That was the fight that happened thousands of years ago with Yaakov Avinu. Our first reaction, our immediate gratification, that's the power of the Satan. Being able to hold on to him, being able to say, I'll take it to go. I'll do this later. I just told the girl she goes to the movies every Saturday night, right after Shabbos. Her friends pick her up, they go to the movies, and she really wants to give up movies. She said, Rabbi Wallerstein, I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. I said, this is what you do. When they call you up right after Shabbos, tell them, what time is the movie? 6:30? I don't want to go to that movie. I want to go to the 10:30 movie. Push it off. Guess what? By 10:30, you won't go to the movie. By 10:30, you're going to call you up and say, okay, it's 10 o'clock, we're coming to get you. You're going to go, I'm tired, I started reading a book. Fire, it's a horror. You push them, you hold them, it goes away. That was the fight between Yaakov and his mom. It works dieting. It works when you take it to go, and it works in life. So the biggest bracha that a person can have is clarity. And the biggest bracha is not to react immediately. So I'm going to end with a story that I told the boys. I don't know how much time I have here, but it'll take about 5 minutes, 6 minutes. I'll tell you a story that I just told the boys. I think it's important for everyone here. So last week in the dream of the ladder, the reason the dream was a ladder, who knows why it was a ladder, not steps? Yes? Well, why was it a ladder? Why wasn't it steps? Do you think Allah can go up a ladder? Think they're firemen? So why wasn't the representation? Why wasn't the representation? Why wasn't it steps or a road? The road to heaven? Yes.
Maybe because Hashem was basically showing Yaakov that you can't just walk easily towards him. You have to actually climb.
Very nice. One step at a time. That's how you grow. Very nice. But there's a very beautiful answer, and the answer is that a ladder is the only thing that whether you're going up the ladder or you're going down the ladder, you're always looking up. When you go down a road, you look down. You go down an escalator, you look down. When you go down steps, you look down. But a ladder, when you climb down the ladder, if you ever see a fireman go down a ladder, you turn around, you're going to fall. You climb, you're always looking at the step that you're going step, 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 step. So Hashem was telling Yaakov Avinu, even though you're going to go through some very hard times, Ina, Rachel, Yosef, Mitzrayim, everyone needs to know that whether you're going through hard times or easy times, Hashem is always on top. And if you're looking up, you'll always see him. But Hashem needs of Allah. So Hashem wanted to show Yaakov. He knew Yaakov was going into trouble, so he wanted to show Yaakov that whether you're going up the ladder or down the ladder, you're always looking up. But the Medrash, as I said to the boys, says that Yaakov Avinu did not get on the ladder. It says in the Medrash that Hashem showed him Yavan and he showed him Bavel, and he showed him all these different. Went up the ladder, Hashem threw them off. I'm supposed to be very fast. They all went up the ladder, right? It says like this. It says, Bavel went up 70 steps, Hashem threw them off. Madai, Persia, went up 52 steps, Hashem threw them off. Yavan went up 100 steps, Hashem threw them off. And then Edom went up, and he couldn't see how far they went up, and he didn't see them get thrown off. So Yaakov became very scared, and he said, uh-oh, if Edom, Esau, doesn't get thrown off, that means the Jews are going to be in their gullahs forever. Hashem said, no, if they even reach the stars and they made an nest in the stars, I will take them. I'll tira Yaakov, I will throw them down. In the end, Hashem showed him that he threw them down. So the Medrash Tanchuma says the following. So Hashem said to him, Yaakov, Lama ein ata oleh. Get on the ladder! Why aren't you getting on the ladder? Well, it's the Shah, it's Yaakov Amar, because everybody in the Torah is very real. Yaakov became very scared and he said, Kishem sheyesh la'elu yirida. These guys went on the ladder, you threw them off. Kachani yesh la'yirida. So you're going to throw me off. So I'd rather not try. A lot of us. The difference between the superstars and the regular people, well, the superstars are willing to take a chance. They're willing to take a gamble. They're willing to take a chance. There's a very great hockey player. His name was Wayne Gretzky. You know what he said? He said 100% of the shots you don't take, you miss. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You never took the shots. There are many girls in this room that are superstars. But you're scared to take the chance. You're scared of failure. Taking the chance is success, even if you fail. Failure is never taking the chance. Even if you take the chance and you're like, I can't read in front of everybody. Rabbi Wallerstein was standing in front of you when he was in your age, in your class. You couldn't get me to stand in front of the class and say 2 words. I had the worst lisp that you ever heard in your life. I was, in those years, we're talking 45 years ago, I was the only guy in the whole Yeshiva Spring Valley that was in speech. And I could not say the word S. And there's a lot of other words. There's still words today that I can't say because when the S and the TH are very close to each other, I sound very silly. So the last guy to ever be able to speak publicly was me. But my father used to push me to speak the Hanukkah party, to speak on Shabbos, and he pushed me and he pushed me and he pushed me. Baruch Hashem, I took the chance. There's a lot of girls in here. Don't be scared. Success is taking the chance. After that, don't worry about what happens. You fail, you fail, you don't fail, you don't fail. But if you don't take the chance, if you don't get on the ladder, you're not on the ladder, you can't go up. Don't worry about falling. This is a discussion not between a psychologist and a therapist and you. This is a discussion between God and Yaakov. Yaakov's like, I'm not getting on those steps. And Hashem's like, get on the steps. He's like, no, I don't want to fail. I'd rather stay on the side and get on the steps and be thrown off. So Hashem said, I promise you, I'll read to you inside. If you get on those steps, I will never throw you off. Ready for this? Below heaven, below Allah. Yaakov Avinu didn't believe Hashem, and he didn't get on the ladder. Come on, girls. Yaakov didn't believe Hashem. Hashem said, get on the ladder. I promise you I won't throw you off. And the Medrash says, Yaakov didn't believe Hashem. Come on. It's Hashem, and it's Yaakov. And the answer Chazal say is no. He didn't believe in us. Yaakov said, it's very nice, Hashem, that you think that the Jews are going to be on this ladder and keep going up and keep all the mitzvahs. They're not. They're going to do Averis, and you're going to throw us off. And Hashem says, I want you to know, you at least if you would have gone on this ladder and you would have believed in me, you would have never, Klai would have been on the top, you would have never gone into Gullus, you would have been on the top forever, but you didn't take the chance and you didn't get on the ladder. You got to take the chance. You can't make it if you don't take the chance. You miss 100% of the opportunities that you don't take. Take it from me. Everyone in this room, never be scared to write a composition that's miserable. And it's not a good composition, and you're not going to get a good mark. But you wrote it. That's success. That's success. The greatest people in the world started with failure. The rabbi who started Aish closed 7 yeshivas he opened up from Noach. He opened up 7 kiruv yeshivas. They all closed. One failure after another. But he kept pushing, and he kept pushing, and he kept pushing. And Aish Torah now, one of the biggest kiruv yeshivas organizations in the world. Where Noach Weinberg's failed 7 closed yeshivas. You have to try. That's your job. You have to push the rock. God's job is to move the rock. I'm going to take your question in 1 more minute, and I'm going to end with the story that I told the boys. The story goes like this. I'll tell it to you very fast. The rabbi wanted me to change it to a prince in the castle, but it's a princess. That's the way I read the story. So there's this king, and he has one daughter, and he wants to marry her off. And he said, I'm looking for a shidduch for my daughter. 1,000 guys show up. She's beautiful. She's rich. She's a princess. Everybody wants to marry her. She didn't even have a shidduch resume. This was easy. 1,000 guys show up. The king says, I can't start interviewing 1,000 guys. He says, so we're going to make a contest. We're going to build a tower. 1,000 huge steps. First prince to the top. First guy to the top gets the princess. Okay, sun sets tonight. We start the race. Did your teacher tell you the story?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll drop it.
You say it much better.
No.
I don't know it.
I don't know it.
So she'll say, did you tell the story with the boulder?
No.
Okay.
No, are you
Say-
the one with the hand goes up? Is that the ladder?
No.
Is that the story?
No.
With the
The
elevator.
princess, the elevator.
Right. Okay.
About
I saw a lot of girls
hand
going like.
comes down and puts bucks at a time.
Okay. So that one's not Bashem. We'll tell you this one because it's the same idea. I said it yesterday by the boys. So there was this farmer. This is a better story. There was this farmer, and he comes out. This is a better story. We got a better story out here. So this farmer, he's a peasant. He's not very smart. He comes out of his house, and in front of his house is a 15-ton boulder. And he walks out, and all of a sudden he hears a voice. Yanko. What's that? Yanko. Coming from up, he looks up and goes, is that you, God? Yes. How can I help you? The boulder in front of your house, for the next half hour, I want you to push it as hard as you can. Hashem, thank you, no problem. He goes over to the boulder, 15 tons. And he starts pushing, and he's schwitzing, and he's sweating, and he's pushing, and the half hour's up, and doesn't move, and he goes into the field. Next day, comes back out. Yanko. Yes, Hashem. Push the boulder. Yes, Hashem. Goes back to the boulder, he's pushing, it doesn't budge. This goes on for a year. Now look, this poor guy, every morning, Yanko, push the boulder. And he's pushing anyway. Finally, one day he comes outside, and there, leaning on this boulder, is this mean-looking malach, angel. Then Yanko goes, who are you? He says, me? I'm the Satan. What are you doing here? He says, I have a bad name. Everyone thinks I'm a mean, devil, evil guy. I am! But I also have a little pity. Yanko, stop this stupidity pushing this boulder. What do you mean? Hashem tells me every day to push the boulder. He goes, Yanko, do you know why Hashem tells you this? I don't know. I guess it's going to move sooner or later. He says, you can't move a 15-ton boulder. I'll tell you a secret. Every day, us angels, we work very hard, 24/7. So every day for a half an hour, we have comic relief. We get to sit in Shemayim and laugh about human beings. So for a half an hour, every day, we watch this guy named Yankel try to push a 15-ton boulder. You are hilarious. You are the funniest human being in the world. You are so not smart. And I feel bad for you even though I'm the devil. I can't watch this anymore. So I'm telling you that you are the comedy relief in Shemayim. Oh, Yankel's like, wait till Hashem comes to me tomorrow. Next day, Yankel, yes, Hashem, push the boulder. No way! I'm your comedy relief? I can't believe you're doing this to me. I will never push this boulder again. You know, Hashem, I cannot move this boulder. Hashem says, Yankel, I never asked you to move the boulder. I asked you to push the boulder. You are the best boulder pusher that I have had since I created the world. Nobody pushed the boulder like you. You are the best boulder pusher. Yaakov, your job is to push the boulder. My job, when I'm ready, is to move the boulder. He's all happy. He's running around. Hashem said I'm the best boulder pusher in the whole world. He is so happy. He goes into the field, and there's the devil, Satan. And Satan says, what are you happy about? He goes, Hashem just told me I am the best boulder pusher in the whole world. He says, is there something wrong with you? Do you know what Hashem told you? He told you you are the best waste of time human being that he ever created. That every day for half an hour, no one pushes a boulder that doesn't move like you. Are you happy about that? Is there something wrong with you? And I was like, I'm all mixed up. I'm going to get a drink. I'm going to the bar. I can't deal with this. So he goes to the bar, and on his way to the bar, he comes around the corner, and there's a lady, and she's screaming, help, help! He runs over to her, what's wrong? She goes, my husband was changing the tire on the wagon, and the wagon collapsed on him. He's suffocating. Please go to town, get some men to lift the wagon. He goes, I'll lift the wagon. She goes, no, there's 300 pounds of flour on that wagon. No human being can lift that wagon. Unless you're Superman. He goes, well, I'm not Superman, but by the time I go to town and bring back the people, he'll be dead. So listen to me. I'm going to bend down. I'm going to try to lift this wagon. If I get it off 6 inches off the ground, you pull your husband out. She goes, it's impossible. He goes, watch. And he bends down, and he starts pulling, and all those muscles that he built for last year, pushing that rock on his shoulders, with his arms, his legs, all those muscles are pushing a half an hour every day, come into play, and he lifts this wagon, and she pulls her husband out. And she turns to him, she goes, I don't know who you are. Thank you so much. You're not even human. How did you lift that wagon? He said, don't thank me. Thank a boulder that's in front of my house. Thank God for telling me to push that boulder. Because a year ago, I could not have lifted this wagon. What's the story all about? The story all about is what life is all about and what Judaism is all about. It's not our job to move the boulder. It's our job to push as hard as we can and do what's right. Not always when you push the boulder does it move. Because this boulder, girls, was not supposed to move. He thought that Hashem is telling me to push the boulder so it should move. Hashem's like, this boulder's not supposed to move. I want you to push the boulder so you can build up muscle so one day and a year from now you'll be able to save somebody. So sometimes the things that we go through in life, and we're like, I don't understand. I keep trying, and I keep trying, and I keep trying, and I keep failing. And in boys' class, I go to the court, and I take a shot, and I take a shot, and I take a shot, and I keep missing. So I don't want to play anymore, Rabbi. I don't want to be in the game anymore. I don't want to get on the ladder, because I'm not good at it. And I keep going to school, and I keep trying to do my homework and trying, and I'm not doing well. I don't want to do this anymore. And Hashem teaches me and say, it's not about getting 100 on your test. It's not about getting the basketball in every single time. It's about effort. Because effort builds muscle. So it could be that you might be struggling, you might be working, but you keep working and you're building this muscle that even when I'm not successful and I'm not exactly where I want to be, I keep trying. Later on in life, you'll be in a situation, or someone will be in a situation that needs you. You'll have this muscle that comes from struggle. It's a very special muscle. It's called the struggle muscle. And that muscle will help you through life. And that's what we're all about. This week's parsha, there was a struggle between Yaakov and Esau, between Yaakov and his son. And from the struggle came the muscle. From the struggle, where he was dislocated, his leg was dislocated, came a name that we still have today from this fight. And it's called Yisrael. And we are called the B'nai Yisrael, not the B'nai Yaakov. And the name that we got was given to us from a malach called the Son. From our arch enemy was forced to give us a name. But after a whole fight, he said, Yashar Kel. Yaakov Avinu was able to hold me in the dark till the light came out and the dust dissipated. And Klal Yisrael will have a kayach. After all this gullus and all this struggle, why are we in struggle till Mashiach? Because we have to build the struggle muscle. And Moshe Rabbeinu struggled, and next week's parsha gets in Tzaddik struggled, and David HaMelech struggled, and they all became, Moshe became the leader, Yosef's called the Tzaddik, David's called the Melech. They all struggled more than anyone else in the Torah. These three struggled the most. But they had a struggle muscle, so you can become the Rabbeinu, you can become the Melech, you can become the Tzaddik. Because their struggle muscle was bigger than anyone. Next week's parsha, Potiphar's wife, it was a struggle to the last second. So everybody in this room, you need to push the rock. You don't need to move it. You need to try your hardest. That's all Hashem wants. You need to try your hardest. But if you don't try, you cannot succeed. If you try and you fail, that's success. The trying is a success. Don't worry about the fail. We're not goal driven. Loyal, I used to use this in class, I'm sure you can't. You used to tell my teacher, my Rebbe, he gave me a 3-page composition to write. I came with 1 page. He said, "What are the other 2 pages?" I'm like, "Rebbe, it's a mission of Big Yavos. Lo lecha laka ligmar. It's not for you to finish." He's like, "That's not what the Mishnah means. It means it's not for you to move the rock, but it's for you to push the rock." Take it from me. I'm teaching for 37 years. For 37 years. The girls that don't try, they don't go anywhere. The girls that try to fail, they didn't do it. And the boys who tried, they didn't do well in my class. My best talmidim today are the guys that didn't do so well, but they really worked very hard. That's success. A bracha to all of you girls. That Hashem should give you the bracha of this week's parsha, Yoshekel. You should all have clarity. And the whole Klal Yisrael, we've been pushing this boulder for over 2,000 years. It's time for Hashem to take that boulder and move it. And that's, it says, the cornerstone of the Beis HaMikdash, the third Beis HaMikdash. The cornerstone is the struggle of Klal Yisrael. And Hashem bring the struggling to an end. And we see Mashiach. Thank you very much. Have a good Shabbat.